Hello, welcome back to the Fish Locker Workshop. I'm going to talk to you about another one of my reels, and it is the Shimano TLD, which is that one. Now the TLDs come in different sizes. They come in like a TLD 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. All that means is it's the different size spool. 10's the smaller one, 30's the bigger one. I like the 20. You see, look, this is the standard TLD 20 and this is the TLD 20A. All that means is that this is a 2-speed reel. I'll get on to explaining that in a second. I'll just talk you through the basic one first. You'll have probably noticed with most of the kit that I've got, none of it's very complicated, it's all very robust. That is exactly as I would explain this. Simple as you'll get, tough as nails. I'll talk you through it real quick. Just got a handle wind there. That's how you set your drag. It's a lever drag reel, which means that drag off. The more you push this up to there, means it increases the drag. You preset the drag by turning this. That there is your strike point. That is what you call it sunset. It means full drag, maximum drag. So what you do is, these have a maximum, this 20A here has a maximum drag of about, I think it's like 30 to 40 pounds. I've got 50 pound braid on there. I use it for my congers, my skate, anything big, like wrecking. If you're going to be using heavy lead and you need to set a hook hard into a big fish and bully it for a little bit, this is the reel that I use. Use these for sharks. I used to use them for sharks. I don't anymore. I try to go as light as possible. These would be perfect for targeting like a big paw beagle or something like that. But for fishing for blues, I like to use something lighter. We've had plenty of skate on these. They are very strong reels, like a winch almost. I've got 50 pound braid on there. All I would do was I would set my strike at being 50% of my breaking stain of braid. So if you've got 50 pound on there, all I would do was I would turn this to a point and then you pull against a set of scales at your strike point and then maneuver this until you get 25 pound of strength. That means that your strike point is 25 pound. If you need to go heavier to stop a fish diving, you can, and you're never going to get to a point of breaking the line. All the way off till it clicks is the reel in free spool, look. And all you do is you just click it back up again, wind your handle. There is nought to it. Locks into your reel seat like that, and you just fish away. Ratchet on the side, so if you're fishing for things like sharks, textbook jaws sound. Ratchet off. There you go. That is the standard. The 2-speed, you can see straight away when you look at them. 2 speeds, the spools are the same, it's just got more reel. These are quite heavy. Couldn't tell you, I can't remember how heavy it is. 36.5 ounces, whatever that is in real money, but I can tell you generally as a reel, when it's fully loaded with braid and it's wet, it is quite heavy. If you're carrying this around all day and a heavy rod, you're going to feel it. But when I say 2-speed, what that means is, you see how you turn your handle like that, press this button in here, and it makes it twice as easy. It's like the gearing on your bike. If you're going to be bringing up something heavy, like a skate, you'll want it in 2-speed. You'll want it in the low gear. Just the same way as like when you're pedaling up a hill, you drop it down a couple of gears so you can wind it up, so it's easier to pedal. Exactly the same principle. And to disengage it, all you do, just press that. There you go. Press that to have it on. Press that to get it off. Exactly the same as before. Drag off, drag on, ratchet off, on. There's nothing to them. They are just incredibly strong. The same way with my other reels, all I'll do is I'll have braid on as a main line, and I'll have a mono rubbing leader. I've yeah, anything above like 150 feet of water, I'll have one of these. This reel, this line, this is what I caught my 39-pound ling on. Handled it perfectly. I've had 100-pound blue sharks on this. I've had skate over 100-pound. I've had congers over 60-pound. It just eats them for breakfast. It's never missed a beat. You won't hook into anything, I don't think, in the UK, other than possibly likes of a 6-gill shark, where this will not handle it. Maintenance wise, there's not much to it. I wouldn't take them apart unless there's a real problem. Shimano is a really good brand. I still have the original box, but that's because I'm a bit of a klepto like that. It does come, if you get them brand new, with a little backing piece, if you can see that in there. So you can attach it to your rod if you need it to be a little bit more of a solid fixture. I never really bother. I haven't been in a situation yet where I needed that. But if you're going to go for 6 gills or something like a big mackerel, you might want to do that. Brand new. Saying that, I've still got the price tag on this somewhere. There we go. Brand new. This was, I think it was 175 quid. That was, I've had this 6 years. This one I got second hand, 25 quid. It's immaculate. It's immaculate and landed some fantastic fish. You will struggle to find a better, simpler reel for the price. I will try and put some clips of me using the reels into here, but generally if you've seen any of my conger, wrecking, that type of videos, you will have seen me using these reels. But that time, cracking fish in it. Ling's what I wanted. My God, ling was what I got. Look at the size of that. Look at him. Look at the size of that. What an absolute beast. Brilliant for heavy stuff. A little bit overkill if you're going to be going for things like taupe or maybe even blue sharks. It's maybe a little bit overkill for that, but if you're going for something big or something where you need to be able to bully it, like when you have to set the hook into a conger and you have to try and pull it away from the wreck for the first 10 seconds, those are like a winch. Brilliant. And yeah, relatively cheap for what you get. I expected that reel there. I expected this one. I did get this because I was going to go to Norway and I was going to be using it for things like halibut and massive cod. Now that trip didn't happen, but it will happen in the future, and this will be what I will take with me. I couple this usually with an Ugly Stick GX2 3050 because I feel like they're really well balanced. I have I think it's 50 or 60 pound Spectra braid on there and just a rubbing leader, and on this one I think I have I think this is 50 pound Whiplash or 50 pound Power Pro. It's just as good. And they are the Shimano TLDs. I'm assuming that the LD means lever drag, much better for things that are going to run, where you need to increase or decrease the drag quickly. So rather than having a star drag reel like this, where you increase and decrease the drag like that, all you'll be doing is when you're fighting a fish and when you're playing it and it starts to run, you can just quickly increase the drag by pushing this up. Or if you really quickly need to decrease the drag, you just knock it straight back. So for big game fish, ones that are going to run, ones that are going to turn a real quick turn of speed, lever drags are usually better. If you're going to go for taupe, I would say possibly like a TLD 10. If you're going to go for something bigger, the 20s, I find the 20s perfect. Got a hell of a lot of capacity on them. In fact, actually, let me think. Line capacity, pound per yard, it's saying 40 pound capacity, it's got 330 yards. I'm assuming that means mono, because there's no way that means braid. Retrieval rate, in high speed it's 4 to 1, in low speed it's 1.7 to 1. So you understand what I mean now, that in low speed, every turn of the reel is less of a turn of the spool. So it's easier to bring line on. Whereas high speed, every turn of the reel does more turns of the spool. That's why it's harder. If you have any questions, let me know. If you've ever used these and you like them, definitely leave it in the comments. If you dislike them, leave it in the comments, but please explain why. The reason I say that is because people watching the video and reading the comments, if more people comment with their experiences, it's more information for people, which is always better, because this is just my honest opinion. As with everything else, I aren't selling them. This isn't a sales pitch. I've bought them. Bad things are that they're heavy. Good things are pretty much everything else. I hope this has helped. Have a good one.